This is where the wood stove will live. So right now you can see this is a wheel well. Right there is where the wheel comes up through. This is a cabinet to cover the wheel well. So the idea is to take this cabinet out and build a shelf that's about a foot high here. And it'll be 27 inches from this corner over to that corner. So, and it'll come out 5 feet to the door, and it'll be about, like I said, foot high. So the plan is, and then the stove will live, it'll be a foot off of this wall here from the window, and I can get it as far as 8 inches, as close as 8 inches with single wall pipe here. So the stove will be about here. It's a nice little 21-inch by 12-inch stove. And the chimney should go up right about here the whole way up, straight out. I already have a hole. Convenient. Yeah, the plan is then to build a platform with a layer of plywood, a layer of Durock cement board, and then ceramic tiles. And then I'm going to cover this wall with either more Durock cement board or maybe just sheet metal. Haven't figured it out. And of course this is all to measurements as supplied by the stove manufacturer, and also measurements, EPA measurements. This is my first time ever doing a project like this. I've done a lot of research. I feel I respect fire. I understand. You know, I'm not going into this blindly, but that said, I wouldn't. Nothing I'm saying here is really, you know, it's meant to be educational. It's not. This is not pure, you know, like legal advice. So if you decide to put your own stove in and you burn your house down, it's your fault, not mine. That's what I'm saying. But that said, I do feel confident in what I've read, that this will be safe, and, you know, more importantly, it'll be nice and toasty and warm in our camper. And I'm really excited to be able to boil water and cook some food, and it'll be cozy. The camper's never, it's cozy in the summer, it's a cozy place, but it's not like, you know, not in the winter. Today I'm going to rip out this, take out this cabinet, and I hope to build most of the table, the shelf. So, alright, bye. The frame here, basically it's some 6x6s with some 2x4 legs, a couple 2x4s running across the joists. Then there's cemented, some 3/4 ply just because it was cheap and available. And this is a 1/4 inch Durock cement board. And then on top of that are the stones, which we found these stones laying along the road. They were for sale. They were given to us, so these were free. Pretty nice. They worked out. See, I just got one that I got to score and break, but otherwise they're pretty good. Went with a 1/4 inch here. I was going to have 1/2 inch, but forgot because I made the box. This is an amateur move, but made the box and put these on the inside. It added 2 inches to the width of my hearth, and so I forgot about it and then cut the cement board the wrong shape. So that means on the walls I have 1/2 inch. Let me show you the walls. So what I did was I got some, I don't know if you can see them. There's one. Got a 1x, and 3 of them running up here, and basically just screwed those to the wall, and then screwed this cement board to those 1x's, and then screwed the sheet metal on top of that. So I should be well within EPA specs. Double wall chimney will come up through here, and well, it'll be single wall till about here, and then the double wall goes up through. So the non-combustible cement board up here, and then the non-combustible metal plus the inch of air. You know, it takes what, 400 something degrees of, well, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have my stat down, but would combust at 4 and some change, I believe, for Fahrenheit. So you know, hopefully the fire will be burning somewhere around 400 inside the box, inside the stove, and not behind this wall. That's the plan. So I think between you can see I did that down here. This is bent. Behind there, some more cement board. The length of the hearth is actually over EPA standards. The only question mark I have, of course, are the blinds. It will be double wall from about here, and you know, we'll probably keep them always up. And I may actually just take them out of there, just remove them as a fire hazard. And something else I considered when I was doing this is that the first of all, glass is not considered combustible. It takes a very high temperature to melt glass, and there's 2 inches actually here. So from here to the stove will be 12 inches, and then I'll have 12 inches out here, of course, because it's air. And then I'm going to do 12 inches from the back wall to the back of the hearth, which is back of the stove, which is actually with double wall further than it needs to be. So it's actually probably overkill, but you know, I'm not messing around. I like, the camper may not be that expensive of a home, but it is my home, and it has all my personal belongings in it. I just don't feel like my house burning down, so I've been trying to be as safe as possible. I was using hand tools for the first time. Picked these up at like flea markets. This is a driver, a drill. It's just got a regular Phillips in there, and this is a drill here that has a little tiny regular old drill bit. And this is the first time I've ever actually used these on a project for general purpose. You know, just driving a screw through some Durox, through some cement board, or even into some wood. Just drilling down plywood or even boards, and drilling holes in regular wood. These actually are surprisingly easy. You know, now for really tough jobs, the electrical power makes sense because we can't do it. But these really speed up the process. They're simple, they're quiet, they work just fine. I've been really impressed. So I just wanted to take a minute there and just, you know, put a plug in for some hand tools. I figured I'd show you the actual stove. So again, sorry about the cars passing. There shouldn't be too many, but so this was given to me in exchange for a little bit of work. You may not be able to see its perfect size. It is 21 inches long by 12.5 wide, and I don't know, 25 tall. It's perfect little stove for the hearth. This is a Yodel 602 B, and you can see by looking at it, it's been used. It has burned some wood. Thought about painting it black, but my wife and I am too, we're concerned about the toxins that it, you know, as it off gases, as it burns off the paint. Not really too into the toxins, so we're gonna forego painting it. So I've got a little fire going in there, cleaned it up a little bit, didn't need too much. Got a little fire going, it's been in a basement for a couple years. Figured I'd burn off whatever dust and whatever's in there. Just fire it up a little before we put it in the actual camper. So, got a little plate. This is what I'm working on now. This is a stainless steel plate. Pieces, I just bought like a 2x4 sheet, cut it, cut the hole. This is for the chimney. This piece is going to be screwed into the ceiling of the camper, just as an extra precaution. And then this hole is going to actually act as the, this will be the frame. This is actually what's going to hold the chimney pipe, you know, help support it. Alright, I know this has been covered other places, but first of all I want to show you, there's the stove and the hearth. You know, for a camper, I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice. My first job ever doing something like this. So what I've done was had a plumb bob that I hung down here so that it measured for perfect center in the chimney, and when I got perfect center I just marked the ceiling. So I'm going to take a drill a hole, and then I've got the center up top. Get the jigsaw and cut her out. Alright, so running out of daylight, I figured I'd make a quick video. Got the chimney on, there's the cap. Couple double wall stainless steel. Got 6 feet of that going. Got the flashing on. You can see the collar, the storm collar, and the flashing. This roof, I did not factor in for flimsy aluminum roof that bends. Basically ended up, there's of course a shit ton of silicone under there, and ended up, hang on, I'm away for this car. Ended up basically drilling it down. There's like probably 12 or 15 screws around the perimeter, and I got a bunch of bricks on there just as the silicone, the lap sealant dries. And then I've got that sealing tape, 4-inch, that I'm going to go around the perimeter of the flashing once the sealant dries, just as an extra layer. Got the sealant on the storm collar, so let's go down, take a look. Alright, so there it is. Got the hearth built. There's the stove. Single wall, just, you know, with the damper, and then it goes up here to the double wall. There's the aluminum flat, the piece of stainless steel that I was talking about. I'm gonna take this corner screw out and make that a little more taut. I don't like how flimsy it is, but otherwise it's a little bigger than the stove, you know, just a little extra protection from combustibles. But could have swore when I was planning this that this was actually a little higher, 4 or 5 inches higher than the single wall. As it is now, the double wall is about even with my protection, wall protection here. I would have liked to have had a little, you know, little more, but probably overthinking it. So now it's in. I'm waiting for my wife for the first burn to come home. I am a little nervous. I'm going to err on the cautious side and just take it easy and build a small little fire. Nice hot small fire, and just see what it does. So there it is. Hopefully the next video will be the inaugural burning. Alright, the finished project. The wood stove is in. You can see got the plate up there, got it going. More importantly, got a nice fire going, burning away. And also got my herbs drying under there. Some mint that my wife picked, drying away by the fire. And she's cozying up as she reads. Alright, and some fire bricks. See those? Just a little thermal mass. Keep it nice and warm after the fire goes out. Alright, well, I hope I've inspired you to stay warm with wood in little campers. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I go, I do want to say something. You'll notice the blinds are down, not right next to it. I've got a little thermometer there. It's not even on the scale at 100. Barely warm. Back here, it's cold. I mean, it's cold the whole way down. So, I mean, I went probably a little overboard with protection. I don't feel bad about it. I'm glad I did it. Better safe than sorry. And I'm not encouraging you to be haphazard if you decide to put a stove in. Be smart. Stick to code. Anyway, again, I hope I inspired you and you stay warm in small spaces using wood.